stripe, you better think twice. Orange and black are in. Don't be discouraged, fill up with courage. Pretend you're a big old cat. Life's a jungle, filth, the cruel jungle, and love makes it worthwhile. Life's a jungle, dirty, sad jungle, and only the tigers survive. Only the tigers survive. Only the tigers survive. Life's a jungle, with the cruel jungle, and love makes it worthwhile. Feeling a cage, turn on my rage, get up my back and I growl. Look in the mirror, hiss and I spit, and I bare my claws to the world goes. Life's a jungle, with the cruel jungle, and love makes it worthwhile. Life's a jungle, dirty, sad jungle, and only the tigers survive. I say, life's a jungle, dirty, sad jungle, and love makes it worthwhile. Love makes it worthwhile. Love makes it worthwhile. One more time. Love makes it worthwhile. So smile.
All right. Very good. Very good. Hey, this is Arthur with Aday and Telos. What are you doing for your dinner every night? Do you know how many people are actually starving? I mean, really starving. I mean, waking up with a stomach that hurts, going to bed with it hurting. How do we help that? Or is it even our issue to help? What do you think, Pastor Ed? Do you think we should even bother?
I think we have a responsibility to help people that are hungry.
Thank you. I believe that's a fact, too, because, you know, otherwise they're going to be knocking at your door or crawling through the back window. You think?
Well, hopefully not.
Yeah, but if we keep them fed, they're not going to be bothered.
I agree.
I agree, too. I agree. Hey, I want to thank you for being on the Mount Shasta Committee for the homeless and the hungry. And it was really an ideal timing for all of us to come together. Back when? When was that?
I think we started in March.
March?
I think it was about March.
There was two meetings, and the second one you said volunteers. I remember that. I was keeping my head down. I was looking around, and they were all looking at me. I said, "Oh."
Everybody else had their heads down too.
Yeah, we're all praying. Who's going to be the one? But anyway, my hand went up, and I heard the clap. Yeah, Arthur, that's it. And then little by little, everybody started coming in. Some dropped out because it was too much responsibility, whatever. But now we have a pretty good group here.
I think we have an excellent group.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what's important is that on our is it the third Friday, the community meeting?
Thursdays. It's on Thursdays.
Third Friday. Third or fourth?
Sometimes.
Either one. You lost me. But anyway, we do have a community meeting that everybody can go to, all in Mount Shasta, Dunsmuir. Hey, bring the world on, okay? We need help here in Mount Shasta. We don't even have an emergency shelter for an emergency. Say if something happened down in Redding. Or look at all the fires. How many people got displaced from fires? They were up here, you know that? Mm-hmm. They were sitting out there with signs going, "I'm hungry. I have no place to live." Burned out. There's no shelter here in Mount Shasta. I'm not even sure there's a shelter in Weed, California. But we're working on it. Mm-hmm. Yes. Have you seen the latest?
No, I haven't.
There's 8.5 acres. That used to be an old outdoor theater. That's what is it? Old Canyon.
It's the old drive-in.
An old outdoor theater. It's 5 and 89 at Old Canyon. we're working with the idea. We haven't approached anybody, but it's like it feels good. Okay?
Good location.
Yeah, good location. Do you have anything you want to tell the world, the people?
I guess I'm most excited about it. I've been on a lot of committees that have talked about caring for people in need, but I've never been on a committee that has actually made stuff happen.
Really?
And this has been an exciting committee for me to be a part of, because I've seen people that, first of all, they understand the problem, because a lot of them are homeless or have been homeless, so they understand the problem. We're going to where those people really are, and we're meeting them at a point of need, and it's a great start. I'm excited about how rapidly things have progressed and how much we've been able to accomplish.
All your prayers. It's all your prayers. It is. It is. It is. Thank you very much. You know, having you at the committee almost every month, it helps. It helps to focus. It really does. I've seen that. If you're not there, it kind of gets, what are we doing next? But when you bring that prayer in, that really helps us. And so I really want to thank you for that. Is there anything else? I know you have a journey to go on.
Yeah. I think, just being aware of the fact that there is a group of people that are trying to make a difference.
Good.
And as people sense the need and want to be a part of it, we at least have an organization, and we are developing a lot of structure, and we're looking at what we can do to make a difference right now.
Yes, we are. The one thing that I want to point out is that we need a place to feed during the winter. And it's getting cold enough that people are wearing their jackets. They're already leaving town. So it's the people who want to stay here that are important that we need to work with. So I think that's very important. They're not going to go away. They live in the forests. They live in the bushes. Have you ever walked across, gone somewhere and found people in the bushes just trying to sleep?
There have been times that I've had to take people home from the hospital, and I take them to a bridge or I take them to a place, and I marvel that they survive in those kind of conditions.
Maybe that's why they ended up in the hospital.
That's right.
Gee. Yeah, to sleep under the bridge. My father, when the Grapes of Wrath was happening, and they moved from Oklahoma to California, I think they went to Bakersfield first, they lived in boxes just long enough for these kids to crawl in with their blankets, and Mama would put the little lid over the top of them, and they would, sleep there. My dad said the raccoons would and he would never know what was out there. He always knew when the skunks were out there, though. But the thing is why are we still doing that today? Is that just a part of our American life?
We're forgetting that there are other people that we can be helping.
Yeah, we could be selling boxes for kids and adults in the big city, I'm sure, Here is your home and little windows, What can we do? There's got to be something America can do. Is it the way they're... Is it the way the president's giving out money to other companies and big companies, failing companies?
Yeah, I don't think it has to do with what's happening in Washington. It has to be what's happening in our hearts. It has to be the way that we respond.
He's good.
Don't blame the other people. So how does that look? In our heart, how do we need to work?
Well, I think when we see people and we recognize that if it wouldn't be for the blessings that we've had, we could be in those same places. And some people are in those places because of just difficult situations.
Right.
So,
that is, that's a majority. There are the few, the drunks and the druggies, and the people just don't care. But there are those that have lost their jobs and that just go ding, ding, ding. Lost their job, lost their house. And the most important thing is their vehicle, and they hold on to that until they can't drive it anymore or whatever.
Don't forget the people that lost their mind.
Yeah, somehow. I know a few.
It might be under the couch cushion. You might want to check that.
Check that.
Just saying.
I know when I was homeless, and I was homeless due to a divorce in 2007. In 2006 we separated. In 2007 was the divorce, and I had no place to go. I had no money. I did have, thank God, I had College of the Siskiyous to go to school at, and some school money that was given to me, and that kept me at least fed. And I stayed in Weed, California, in my motorhome, which is considered what? Homeless. I always said I was landless because I never knew where to park. But anyway, the whole thing is something like that can happen. Two people will separate. One person's got some money, one person doesn't have, or they both have money, but they can't afford the apartment. Now that's something else. The apartments and the houses in this area are out of range for 90% of the people who come up here. What do we do with that? How can we help on that level?
Well, I think you have to start someplace, and so the fact that at least we're trying to get people fed is a and that's what I'm excited about. Is we've started in one place, and as we develop organization, as we get support, and as we get the awareness out there, then we could start looking at some of the other areas. But I think the basic need is we got to keep people fed.
Food, and this last Sunday, we had, who was it? Pastor Robert?
Bob.
Okay, Pastor Bob. From what church?
From Dunsmuir.
From Dunsmuir. He brought a bunch of blankets up. There was one blanket, though, I was kind of wishing I could have gotten, but, I let the gentleman have it. And he and his dog just wrapped up. Oh, it was such a pitiful sight. It really was. But they just wrapped up there and they ate their food, and then he pretty soon he quit shivering. That's here in a small town. Think of the hundreds of people in the bigger towns that are the worst things that are happening. We don't want that here. We need to make sure the shelter is put in. We need to make sure that the food and a place for us to go to. Okay, keep that in mind. A place where the people can go to relax, get out of the cold, and maybe it'll even be a place where they can stay the night, take a shower. That was another thing. We have a bottle about this big full of dollar bills that people are putting in for people to take showers somewhere.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yep.
You want to open up your house for a shower?
We're gonna find a place.
Gonna find some place.
We're gonna find.
All right, we're looking, and if you have a nice big shower, and the ladies need a tub. Nice big tub. Give them a half hour so they can just let life slip away. Well, isn't that what you like to do in your tub?
Yes. Let's.
Yes.
I'd like to talk to you about this. We're going to let Pastor Ray go.
All right. Let him. Are we finished, sir?
I think we are.
All right.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you at the next meeting.
Yes.
And send the hungry over on. There's Sundays at 5. There's Thursdays at the Baptist Church at 4:30 evening, and Coffee Connection at 1 o'clock
on
Mondays. Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
Send them over there.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, for just a little minute, let me just chat, and Pastor Ray can leave. Hey, do you have something that you can offer to the homeless? If so, come to Sunday at 5 o'clock at Berryville's little park, and we're only going to be there until it doesn't get too much colder. But come and bring your gifts. We need blankets. We need food.
Canning jars.
We need what?
Canning jars.
Canning
jars.
Jars. Hey, we need canning jars. We do have this beautiful garden that just ripened and fed people. How many people do we have that we fed? Did you make a count?
We have an average of 23 people that we feed. Sometimes more, sometimes
less. Did you take account of the total? I mean, and that's including the families that were being fed, like the Merle family?
That would include the Merle family. From week to week, it's different.
Right.
But we could say that we have an average of about 23 people a week.
And how many?
Sometimes they're recurring. Sometimes it's the same people.
How many times have we fed? 10 times.
At least.
So we'll just say an easy 200.
I'm not good at math.
You're not
That's
good
the
at
wrong
math.
question.
Well, we're gonna have to send you home and write up every little tomato that was gleaned out, and we didn't get much
Let me tell you like
carrots.
this. Let me tell you like this. We keep meticulous lists. Now, I don't remember the numbers, but we know how many people came every week.
Yeah.
And we know how many carrots, how many tomatoes, how many zucchini, how many bags of chard were sent out from the garden every
making
week.
me hungry.
And in a little bit, I'll show you some photos. You'll see. But we really had a really wonderful abundance of produce come out of that garden.
Yes.
And then on top of that, other things were donated. Rice, pasta, pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah, it was a wonderful find.
I have to tell you, there was a pizza that didn't get put on the table,
Oops.
and we couldn't find it. It was in the oven.
Uh-oh.
But anyway, I shared it with other people. It was beautiful. So my thanks to whoever brought that.
So what I'd like to tell you about these meals that we have together, the idea behind the meal is that it's a potluck, and we want to encourage everyone to contribute to it.
Yes.
What's different about this meal than some of the meals where you'll go into a place, you'll get your plate, and you sit at the table, we create a social environment,
Yes.
and we want to encourage socialization. We want to assist people to gain social skills, and we've seen people stand aside, stand apart. Kathy or I would walk over, or Marie, and talk to them, get acquainted, and get them comfortable to come closer into the circle. We don't start right off by having everyone line up. Instead, we begin with having a little talk, and we share knowledge. We talk about food storage, about fire safety, planting, preparation, where to find resources, and we encourage people to share their thoughts, things they know. We have an expert on urban foraging, our master gardener, and so he was there talking about the different kinds of seeds and plants and flowers that are edible, and this is knowledge people can take with them on the road. We encourage them to help us clean up, so there's a little more going on there than just eat and run. This isn't just a handout, this is a hand up to encourage people to improve their situation by gaining social skills and by sharing information.
Well, I definitely need a hand with the new dishes we got. Yes.
We have to thank Sandy for that.
Sandy Patterson.
Sandy from New to You
Thank you.
provides clothes, provides dishes, and collects the money for the showers.
Yes, sirree. Oh, I do want to add a little bit. If you're here in Weed, California, go to the Mercantile. Yesterday, I got stuck in Weed yesterday. I brought somebody to work. I worked a little bit, and then he had another job, and then they were going to take him home, and I got left in Weed without any gas, and he was supposed to give me like $10 whole. Anyway, I stayed the night in Weed, and yesterday I got up and I'm like, okay, I have no clothes. Don't look like it. I have no clothes. I had nothing clean. I had just something to wash myself up with. So I went into the Mercantile. Oh, there's a dollar bill up there. I walked into that's a $50 bill. Wow. I walked up to the Mercantile, and they were giving all these, had vouchers, and you should probably go. And you should probably go. And they have vouchers, and you can get like $20 worth of clothing. I want you to see this.
Is that a Gucci
I don't
or
think
Armani?
nobody ever wore this.
It fits.
And this is brand new. And this didn't cost me $20, but I got a whole bunch of clothing. So we should take a whole load of people over from Mount Shasta.
Okay.
Because it's just a voucher, $20.
I want to tell you about the people.
People.
I want to tell you about the people. So it goes like this. The real official name of the project is Places for People Project Mount Shasta.
Yeah.
But our shortcut name is Seeds to Soup.
Seeds to Soup.
Because we started with a garden where we were planting. Now, I say we. It wasn't me. It was you and Paz and Don and some volunteers planted this garden on land that we have a contract as a loan from an established family in Mount Shasta. They wish to remain anonymous.
They're very proud of them.
But we are very proud of them. The family agreed that we could use the land to raise a garden. And seeds were planted. The produce came out, and we turned it into food. Yeah. So Seeds to Soup is the project name that we put out in the paper. Who comes to Seeds to Soup? We have a committee of people. We call it the steering committee. No president. We're all equals around the table. And we discuss the options and the things that we can do to improve the situation.
Yes.
We have on that committee citizens of Mount Shasta and South Siskiyou County, residents, churchgoers. We have on the steering committee people from the homeless community. So they're empowered to help direct our efforts because they are part of the committee. We're not doing it to them. They're part of it. They're telling us, these are the things we need, here are the things we can do, here are the things we can contribute. And they're active in making this project work.
Isn't that beautiful?
I think that is so beautiful. And I don't see that in a lot of places.
No, I think we just put out the right words. We really did.
So.
There's people from Fort Jones coming to help. There's that Pastor
from Dunsmuir, Pastor Bud,
who's coming. And there's a lot of people from Mount Shasta.
Yes, and I would say that what's beautiful about it is it transcends all the religions and ethnicities. We have many Christians, Jews, Buddhists, and people who have no preferred choice in faith. Yet, when we come to the meal, a prayer is offered up.
Yep.
And everybody says amen.
Amen.
Amen. So I think that's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
I want to help answer a question you asked Pastor Ray before.
Yes.
About the kinds of people who need our help. And I know from my conversations with my family and my friends that often somebody says, homeless, oh, well, they're drunk, they're drugged, they made life choices. We don't need to help them. But the truth is, not everybody. Exactly. Some of them are victims of circumstance, and not only a house burning down. You have women and young men who are victims of family abuse, and they had to leave. They had nowhere to go, no direction.
Exactly.
We have people that have slight mental retardation or a psychological disorder that causes their behavior to be a little strange. So when they're in social situations, people might shun them, don't want to be around them, and they're outcasts. There are people who grew up in homes where their families, their parents, may not have been good role models, and they didn't know where to go to get help. They don't know what to do. I entered in a school in Oregon where the parents want their kids to grow up to be good, loyal gang members. That's what the parents want from the kids. Yes, and it was in the school, and the kids would go being very proud of whatever affiliation their parents belong to, just like a child of a church would know what church they belong to.
And we also have people who are called sadhus, and those are including the Jewish religion. We are in exile now. So there are many people that travel to Mount Shasta who are not under any psychological or physical pressure, but in fact are holy people who have come to a mountain that is being marketed as a holy mountain.
And they
come by choice, and sometimes they have renounced money. These are the strongest and best people in the country. These are not the worst people in the country.
I don't think so. But even those people who come because they're drawn to the mountain may have come from places that are warmer, not quite prepared for the physical conditions. So they're coming out of a very spirited move, but they're not coming prepared for, oops, it's cold. Oops, I can't forage from the trees because, oops, nothing's growing under the snow.
Exactly.
Yeah, there won't be as many when the snow falls. Yeah. But what we have is there's a division between the town people and the tourists, right? And the tourists are sometimes very rich people from Europe, and sometimes they're the poor people from California. But they come here for a reason. They don't just come here because they've fallen down to the bottom of the drain of the sink.
Right.
Just so we understand.
There are so many. I agree with you. The variation of the kinds of people that come is so broad that you can't look at that group and say, oh, they're all drunk and drugged. They're not. There is this wide variety of people who come and they need the support.
Yes.
That is exactly. That is why, when I was considered homeless in my big fancy motorhome, I would help people all the time. There was several occasions where people's car would break down and they need some help, and they need a blanket or something. And I took the time to go, how can I help you? You need a blanket? Let me see. I'll use a blanket. Is that going to be warm enough? 2 or 3 days later, they would thank me and say, oh, thank you. Now I'm hungry. Well, go to Coffee Connection, go to Sunday Berryville. Mm-hmm. And they would go, and I'd see them. Oh, man, I'm so full now. Thank you. And, I think that's a nice thing about people who actually are in a situation, and then they thank you when they're out of it. Because it's important.
I agree.
Yeah.
But they don't always say thank you.
No, they don't
That's not why we're doing it.
But
that's right.
A lot of 99% say thank you. They're really happy to, and so I've helped a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Now that I live in a nice trailer, I have a piece of property. We have the garage to store food in, put blankets in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Help a person once in a while. We can house them in there. But the thing is I set my mind to what was important, and it all came together. It took like 3 months, but now I'm set. I have a piece of land. I got rent to pay, electricity to pay, and that kind of slices it out. So you really have to be careful whether you pay your car insurance or gas, or you buy food or rent.
Kathy Wallace, who's joining us from the Episcopal Church.
Yes, Kathy, how are you doing?
Tell us about the project a little bit, and then we'll show some pictures.
Okay, yeah.
I've just been totally impressed by this group, as you know, Arthur. I started a little late. I started in May. And so I missed the first couple of meetings. And when it was suggested that I might want to join this group, I came. But I thought, I've seen this kind of group before.
Everybody is involved and nobody's doing.
And nobody's doing anything. And so I came to the first meeting, and I'm sitting there, and I'm not paying too much attention until they start showing slides of the gardens.
Ooh.
Okay, and suddenly we had a picture up here of this beautiful, bountiful garden. And our master gardener, Paz, had put in these 3 gardens in the spring, and now, even in May, they were starting to show this wonderful produce. So my ears perked up with that, and I started attending the meetings regularly.
Yes,
and I liked the people. And then, all of a sudden, I got back. I was away for a weekend, and I got back, and I had an email, and the email said we served, I can't remember, 18 people Sunday night dinner. And I went, wow, this is working. We have got seeds to soup, and we're actually feeding people.
Yep.
And that's when I got pretty excited about it, because there's not a whole lot of places where you actually see something started at the grassroots. Something that started this small and is now doing this much.
Yeah, it's just now we have our own TV show.
We do. And the astounding thing for me has been seeing the people that come, because if you had asked me 6 months ago how many homeless people we have in Mount Shasta, I would have said, I don't think we have any. Maybe a couple, I don't see them. But when you offer a dinner like this, and when it's a potluck, and when they feel like they can contribute as well as be given dinner, which I found out is important, a lot of people show up. And so we've had fun with the potlucks. Shortly after that, I had a guy putting in steps for me at my house, because there was no steps down to the street. And I was talking to him one day. I live in Dunsmuir, and he has lived in Dunsmuir all of his life, but he left and went down to Redding for a few years. And his comment to me when he found out that I was working with Seeds to Soup, he said when he came back to Dunsmuir a year ago, He said, I'm amazed at how many people are not eating. And I thought about that for a couple of weeks and called him up again, and I said, you need to put vegetable beds in for me.
There you
And
go.
we put in vegetable beds now. So next spring, I'm hoping Paz will come help me.
Yes, we'll all come and help
And,
you.
okay.
I'll even show up.
It's working. We have such a gratitude to Berryvale for allowing us to use the small little park. It's an intimate little park. It has a really good feeling. Pastor Ray starts us off, or whoever is there. It's a potluck. We all bring food, but the main food is the vegetables out of these gardens.
Yes.
And so we're just really excited.
And we're storing and drying some, and we glean boxes and boxes and boxes of green tomatoes. The biggest one is like 5 pounds probably, and the littlest one is only about that big.
I didn't know what glean meant until
glean
a
is
couple of months ago.
you take what's left over.
Well, and in Sonoma County, they have a group of people that are now called the Senior Gleaners.
Yes, that around Sacramento too.
Yeah, and you call them up and you say, my apple tree, the apples are ready. They come out, they harvest your apples, and they distribute them to the food banks. So there's all kinds of opportunities.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of fruit in this area that the homeless have been eating on. And as soon as they're gone, the fruits are gone.
There's no more.
There's no more food, and that's when things start to happen. People start having little break-ins, and so I think we're eliminating that issue right there.
Well, we seem to be making a lot of people happy. Sunday nights are just magical.
Yes, it is. We met four people from the Pacific Trail. Pacific Trail. 4 people that came from Mexico. It took them 3 months to get to dinner at Berryville. 3 months. 3 months. But we were all on time that day.
And they brought blackberries. Remember, they brought, they contributed. They brought in their food that they had picked. We gave them our food. It's just such a give and take.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
Yes, and so we have you to thank.
Thank you.
Let's show some pictures.
Can we see some
Kathy
pictures?
can talk about the pictures.
Yeah, these pictures are from
There's some
the
photographs from the entire process, from the garden all the way through. And this is the last picture, so we want to actually go to the first picture. It's sort of backwards. All right, here we are. So we are. So Kathy, you came a little after this, but here we're signing the contract of the land use.
And this was breakfast in the garden.
This was breakfast in the garden.
Yeah. What a beautiful day. And we signed a contract with the gentleman in the middle there. And this was the naked land before we even touched it.
This is the naked land, and it's being cleaned up and tilled. And there's
a worker girl there.
This is one of our first homeless volunteers in the garden, and she's planting some little seedlings that we had donated. And as you can see, more plants. Some plants were purchased, some were donated. And it's being watered. Everything by volunteers. Some city dwellers, some homeless folk, some people who used to be homeless and remember what it's like.
That gal came all the way from Rockland, Sacramento area, just to plant those seeds. And water.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That's Lisa.
Wonderful.
Yes. Now she's going to school.
Here in COS.
Yeah, COS. Yay. She's taking the same class we're doing right now.
Oh, wow. All right. And Paz could probably tell us what's in the picture. Paz is our master gardener. He is currently in the production room for this filming.
Bringing these pictures up.
Don, who lives near the garden, works tirelessly in the garden as well.
Yummy.
Yummies.
Look at those.
This is a photograph we took in the spring of some of the things that were taken out. This went for one meal. And we have been blessed to have a box like this every single week from the time it ripened until this week.
And we have good cooks.
rice and vegetables. Pastas and vegetables.
Vegetables on
vegetables.
pizza. Yeah. And so here's one of the dinners. We're getting together. You can see it's very casual. There's no tension. People are socializing, standing around, slowly going forward to pick up something to eat. And in this picture, there are also people who are not homeless who come down to support the effort and to socialize with the homeless population.
And I find that makes it a less, let's see, what's the word I want to, cutting edge, that person's homeless and I've got everything and a nice house and everything. But now it's more like, hey, here's a blanket for you. Here's a pillow for you. Here's another apple for you. I really like that. I think that's so beautiful. That we're able to do that. And so it's not them and us, or those people. It's the community. It's the community. And that's what's important.
And most recently, Benjamin, who's sitting here next to me, has helped process apples and plums and getting ready to can.
He helped make that plum and apple cake a couple of weeks ago.
No, that's Jonathan. I made the lemonade that time.
You did the
strawberry lemonade.
Oh, Jonathan made strawberry lemonade.
Who made the mashed potatoes?
All good.
Oh, I did.
He made mashed potatoes.
He made mashed potatoes. Oh, did you leave a mess in my?
I know. I left my cooking pot up in there. Need to get back.
Hey. Anyway, it was delicious. Anyway. Did you need to take off, my friend?
I do.
All right.
Thank you very much, Arthur.
We will see you at the next steering committee?
Tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Ooh, bright and early.
Me too.
Thank you.
You too. Come sit.
Oh, okay. You going to give me a ride back to Mount Shasta City?
Yeah.
Blanket man?
I suppose we could do that.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, anything else?
Oh, there's plenty.
I wanted to ask Benjamin a couple of things. Benjamin,
talk to Benjamin.
When you came to town, what were you looking for?
Good times. Good times.
A good time, a good place to feed the people.
Just like looking at the mountain, and sometimes the clouds, they're fun to look at,
Those lenticulars with the spaceships in them?
Pretty much. But, there's just the outdoors is exceptional. Can't deny Mount Shasta is a very, very nice place.
Serene. Serene and calm. Yes, serene and calm, and that's what brings a lot of people. A lot of people have visions.
The water, people like the water. I like the water too.
Yeah, a lot of people have visions, or the mountain calls on, or come to the mountain.
I didn't know it was there. I just kind of fell on.
I had one of those things, come to the mountain, trade your limo in for horses, come to the mountain. I am the Indian on the mountain, come and sup with me. I had no idea where the mountain was, or what they were talking about, until I found a directions Mount Shasta.
Right.
And so, do you like it here?
Yeah, I love it. It's
there we go.
Very nice place to be.
I know we've put you to work since you've been here.
Right.
Yeah. You've been cooking and helping people out.
Yeah.
Do you have a place to stay yet?
Oh no, I'm homeless. I'm camping out. I'm domicile challenged.
And do you have a place in town or out of town?
Oh no, in town would mean private property owners, and I don't like to mess with them and their programs, so I stay out of town. There's plenty of open land out there past the interstate, so why not? It's not hurting anybody.
No, it's not.
It's not hurting anybody at all.
No, it's not. That's a good thing. I tell people when they come to town and they don't have any money, I show them where the best places are for camping, and they are so happy.
And it's like they have bears in town and bears out of town, so it don't make any difference.
Exactly.
You run the same risk of a bear attack in town or out of town.
Well, it's the mountain lion that's more.
They stay away. They stay on the margins.
Yeah.
Seeds to soup.
Huh?
Ask him about the project.
The what? The what?
Seeds to soup.
Seeds to soup. Well, now how does seeds to soup help you?
I like the social interaction. The way people we all come together and we share. I like sharing. I see a lot of familiar faces, people that I know on on a daily basis that are out there the same as me, just doing whatever they do. You know, people are gonna do whatever they do, and people that have a problem with homeless need to worry about their own problems. You know, if they got a problem with the homeless, they just they don't have enough to talk about if they have a problem with the homeless. Homeless ain't going nowhere. It's same old situation that it is what it is.
A lot of people give up.
I haven't given up.
I know you haven't. You're
I see this program as a hand up, not a handout.
Yes. But a lot of people give up because they don't know the resources in Newtown. That's why Seeds to Soup is going out and asking people all the time. I ask people all the time, hey, how are you doing today? Do you need any food? Do you need a blanket? Do you have a place to stay? Do you need a camping place? You know, that's what I do. Even before I got involved with the steering committee, I would help people all the time. All the time. And a lot of times I'd ask God, I'd say, why am I homeless? You know, I have an education. I have a little bit of income. Why am I homeless?
I don't know.
Well, you know, God would
sometimes
come back
I
to
get
me
confused.
and say, you're homeless.
I never question it. I never question it. I'm just like, it is what it is. Like, I never saw it as a problem. I don't know. It is what it is. Like, some people got a roof over their head, some people don't. I never saw it as a problem. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think all of us have helped a lot of people. How about you, Jeff? Now, are you homeless, or are you here on vacation?
There's no such thing as being homeless. We're all homeless until we solve this problem of poverty, of joblessness, of an insane society ruled from Washington D.C., from New York City, from the banks, from Wall Street. We'll call them out.
Say it like it is.
You call
Say it like
it.
all right. We know who they are and we know what they're doing. So what they've done is they've taken the jobs away from people. There is one job in Northern California.
Taking the houses away.
It's called trimming marijuana. That is the industry there.
Yeah,
so there are a lot of people that are circulating looking for that job. Not all of them
they
get
want
it.
that one job, and there's 20 of them looking for that one job. Like, good luck.
And
with
sometimes
that.
when they do
Good
get it, they
luck
don't
with
get
that.
paid. So I hosted last night 5 people. The night before, I hosted 5 people. I'm feeding and housing people every night and have been for a long time.
Wow.
Not that I need any pat on the back for this, but what we need is for everybody to have their own place. And I'm sorry for the people that have too much.
They need all the houses out there that are empty, that are for rent. Just open up the doors.
That's right. There's a lot of empty places here in Mount Shasta. What it's called is Jubilee. For all of you Christian or Jewish or Muslim believers out there, or Buddhist or Hindus or atheists, Leviticus 25:10, it's freedom, it's forgiveness, it's family, and at the end, everybody with an equal amount of land, fruit trees. It's every 50 years. It doesn't have to happen every year, but it does have to happen. And until it does, we will have this problem. But this problem can be solved.
You know, I have to say, maybe that's why a big majority of people left just before the rain, because they were all going to Arcata, Trinity, wherever they go to do their trimming. But you know, that is a job. That's 30 to 40% of the economy of California.
Or more.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's a good number.
That?
I like the math in that. 30, 40%. Sounds like a good number to me.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Because the jobs have been taken over by machines. There's not enough work, really. So that goes for people who are rich. That goes for people who are poor. So what the poor do is they give the rich a chance to give. And when the rich don't have a chance to give, they are in terror and unhappy in their hearts.
Let's let them give a little more. Hey, you guys out there, let's do a hand up thing. Yeah, hands up in the air. And you know, when you're in Mount Shasta, I want you to come and see me. I'll be at the where am I at? Over here. I'll be in Mount Shasta every Sunday, 5 o'clock. Come and see me. Because, you know, I can help and you can help, and we can all be kind of like what we're supposed to be doing, helping each other, not being only you and me.
I want to tell you about some other people in the community who have been helping, and we need to mention them.
Please.
We had somebody who wishes to remain anonymous donate a cord of wood to raffle off. And we could use that money to help with our project.
Buying food?
Well, after that, other people began donating things too.
Yes.
We've had a donation from Yaks. We had a donation from the gallery
Cup
in
of
Mount
coffee.
Shasta. And
the gallery, 2 cups of coffee and a quarter pound of chocolate.
Fudge. And Yaks had a bagel and some drink, right?
Yes.
And then Serenity is donating a basket for our next raffle, which will be coming up in the middle of November. So we did raffle off that cord of wood, and the lady who won, she so did not anticipate winning. She had already got her wood and is donating her ticket to an elderly woman who has no heating. And so that one winning ticket not only helped us, but it's also helping that one other lady who really doesn't have the means to get fuel wood.
No, that's,
isn't that beautiful?
No, that's gifting.
That's a
we
gift gifting.
And it gets gifted.
And it's getting gifted. And so we're looking forward to our next raffle, and we would like to encourage other business owners in Mount Shasta to donate a service or a product that we could add to it. And we are very grateful to all the people who have been stepping up.
Thank you. And I will give you my phone number so you can call me personally. This is Arthur Aday with Aday in Telos. My number is 530-905-1509. That's 530-905-1509. And you call me if you want to purchase some of these tickets. You know what? It's basically in the 3 main cities of Dunsmuir, Mount Shasta, and Weed that we're giving this. But we'll make a special offer or a special. If you make a special offer with something that you want to gift us, that's the words I want to say, well, then we'll work with you also. All right? Because this is seen all around the world. So if you want to donate to Seeds to Soup, let me know, and I'll show you how you can give that.
And we have an email address. Our email is MS, standing for Mount Shasta, so mshomelessproject@gmail.com.
Mount Shasta, that's MS Homeless Project
at gmail.com. Yes.
That is so awesome.
No, I think we're also going to see that on the screen there.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good.
Hopefully.
Well, you call that lady up who won and thank her for me.
Okay.
Tell her that I appreciate her passing that on and not hogging it.
And you know what? Some of the young men from the Homeless Project are going to help chop and load up that wood to bring her.
Oh,
so we're going to get some
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you, Benjamin.
Yeah.
He looks like
Party
he's got the muscle.
Yeah.
You'll be doing it. Hey, if you get sore, we'll find somebody to give you a massage.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, there you go.
Mount Shasta fringe benefits. So I was doing a garden in Sausalito, California.
Sausalito.
Trying to bring up a community garden there in the Bay Area. It is very difficult.
Vegetables, not weed, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Thank you. We have to clarify.
There's a group of people that live offshore. It's called the Last Free Ride.
Yeah,
Under sailboats without rent.
I was
a member of that, and we became politically involved. We did Occupy.
Y'all squatting?
Our Navy was sunk. So
y'all on a boat squatting.
I'm a refugee now from that.
Your Navy was sunk.
And when we did the garden there in Sausalito, where an old police station used to stand, very quickly there were forces of oppression that were around us.
Oh, yeah.
And they bulldozed it and they made it into a parking lot.
Sausalito means money. They're going to shut you down.
So I'm saying that here in Mount Shasta, I'm looking at something that was accomplished and fairly quickly. In Sausalito, we had a core group of people, very strong people, but
we weren't the guerrilla gardeners that
bring them up here.
Yeah. So thank you, Mount Shasta.
We'll put a little maybe out in Siskiyou Lake we can put a boat village out there.
A little boat?
Pontoon.
Pontoon style, okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
That would be interesting.
Get a garbage boat.
That'd be it. Take care of some homeless people. Let's get a bunch of boats.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can send them up into the upper atmosphere. Or to the moon.
No, they got those radio towers. You could get them up there.
Yeah, up
like
on top of the radio
cages.
tower. I like that. That's good. Living up in the clouds.
Living in the clouds is all we need to be. You know, I have to admit that it has been a good character builder, even for myself, to put a little extra out for somebody else. A little extra out for somebody else. Because I do know that it comes back around. It does come around. If you give, the universe will give back in a way that we're all going to enjoy. Yes? I know when I give an extra couple of dollars to a person that is looking for food, $5 more comes this way. And I'm not even looking for anything. Yeah?
Yeah.
Don't you find that same thing?
I find that giving is very enriching.
Yeah.
And it made all of us richer. Everybody who donated from the tiniest berry to buying a pizza and bringing it, as one of my friends did, she heard about it, and she just showed up one day with a pizza she bought and baked. And it's giving for everybody. It's building all of us. Yes.
I wonder if this will catch on with the other cities. Picnic in the
Thank
park.
you for reminding me.
Oh.
We got a phone call from Weed a few days ago.
Yes.
A woman in Weed heard about our project. She read about it in the Herald, and she called to say, how can I start one in Weed?
Oh.
In Weed, California.
Well, we'll have to show her the bottom line.
She's going to get in touch, and we'll show her what we can do and what she can do.
Oh, isn't that
really,
something? Really awesome. See? You throw that coin out there, and it does come back. Yes. I love that.
Very good.
And in Hebrew, tzedakah is charity. When somebody gives charity, it also means justice.
Exactly.
They are the same thing.
You know, when I read the Bible, when I was younger, I read the Bible, and it says, you should always carry some extra change in your pocket and always give freely. And I started doing that, although I think I gave the last of my pennies, but the thing is I keep that in mind because there are people who go, hey, you got a quarter, you got 10 cents or something. I said, as long as you're not going to drink the alcohol or buy anything with it other than food. No, I just wanted some cup of coffee. So, we only have 5 minutes more to go. Is there any last minute things you want to put out there?
I think you've helped me cover everything.
All right, Benjamin, you got any thank yous?
I just want to thank everybody out there for everything. Everybody for everything, all the time.
All right. How about you, Jeffrey?
Well, I want to thank Brooke and Alexander and Leanna and Jasper at the house on Pine Grove Drive for hosting people for many years.
Yes, they have been a big help. They have been a big help with all that wheatgrass and sunflower seeds, and they have a beautiful garden.
Yeah.
You know, every once in a while I'll find somebody that they'll say, okay, they can stay here. So I always give them an open door.
And if you want to call them, their number is
no.
Okay, almost. They're not. Call Arthur.
Call
Arthur twice.
We'll set the.
If the first call doesn't work, call again.
Yeah.
Until you get through.
That's 530.
I know that's what I'm going to do after the show's over.
Call me.
Yeah, of course.
That's 530.
Really.
530-905. 1509.
And tell Arthur you're going to donate, so this will not be the last.
Take it on.
This will not be the last.
We don't want this to be the last day in Telos. If I have to borrow to do this show, that doesn't make sense because then I have to borrow next month. So, fortunately, somebody already gave me some, so we got that paid for today. So this won't go bounce. Although I do have to talk to the lady that sent me that nice check. It has too much rubber on it. You'll have to send it back. Anyway, I do like your phone calls, and don't make them too crazy or too long, but I really think that this area has a big potential for being the Mecca of the New World, the Aquarian Age, which happens to start right after December is finished. Year 0. Hey, I want to thank everybody for being here and watching A Day in Telos, seen around the world on mctv15.org, 8 o'clock on Tuesday mornings and 6 p.m. on Friday, prime time. Hey, places to people, seats to suit. We keep them fed and our hearts are open.
All right.
All right. Blessings all to you. And we'll see you next November. Or November next. What would you say that would be? Next November or...
Next November.
Next month.
Next month.
Next month.
Next Sunday.
Which is
Wait till
November.
August.
This will not be the last show. Yay!
They're all going to throw in on it. So, hey, thank you again. If you want to donate anything, you can call at 530-905-1509. Oh, and here,
Our cameraman is making a donation.
Hey!